investigating the stories that matter to you. Live from Columbia in high definition. This is WIS News 10.
Right now, WIS investigates a Midlands hospital under fire for dishing out bonuses while records show it's in the red.
But we've got some challenges out there, and if we don't get our house in order, we may have some choices to make down the road that we don't like.
But tonight, some say they are determined to turn it around.
There's 4 children that doesn't have a mother now, and I mean, that just breaks our hearts.
A family torn apart by murder, getting a helping hand from neighbors. And recovering from terror, the remarkable strength from a little girl who had so much taken from her 4 months ago in Boston. The news at 11 starts right now.
Good evening. Thanks for watching. I'm Ben Hoover.
And I'm Judy Gatson. Concerns over whether Kershaw County's only hospital system can survive are getting even louder tonight.
In the last 2 months, Kershaw Health has reported losing more than $1.5 million. It also went to the county asking for help in keeping its ambulance service running. What's the future of Kershaw Health, and can it get its finances in order?
Our lead investigative reporter, Jody Barr, joins us now with that answer. Jody?
Well, the county councilman we interviewed for this story told me he doesn't know whether Kershaw Health can sustain itself and how much longer. Turns out many leaders in the county feel the same way, but not everyone is ready to give up on saving the hospital just yet. Did you expect 9 months later to be sitting here talking about salary totals such as this and the finances of that hospital to be what they are today?
No, I'm totally surprised. Completely surprised.
Daryl Ogren says last October he put his name in for a vacant seat on Kershaw Health's board. Weeks later, County Council appointed him to serve. Ogren, a former state representative, says he really didn't know what he was getting into.
We have inherited some problems that were not our makings, and we're big enough to deal with them, and we're going to deal with them.
Those problems, Ogren says, were massive financial losses at Kershaw Health, $1.6 million in the last 2 months alone. More than $4 million spent on real estate around Camden and administrative salaries and bonuses that Ogren says could end up sinking his hospital. Can this hospital sustain itself at the rate it's going with the amount of money it's spending and the deficits it's running every month?
Well, I think we got a challenge to do that.
But Kershaw County Councilman Jimmy Jones thinks the hospital's troubles come directly from the people running the day-to-day operations at Kershaw Health.
And I think there needs to be a clean overhaul with administration. That's my personal opinion. And I think they need to bring in some fresh ideas, a new person that can get in there and bring us up to date as to where we need to be and save this hospital and bring it back to the hospital that it used to be in our community.
Jones is one of 7 council members who elected the hospital's board. Last fall, Jones says the council elected 4 new hospital board members. He says those new members are focused on saving Kershaw Health. To save this hospital financially, to save it administratively, what's got to happen at Kershaw Health?
We've got to get the right board members on board. They've got to be strong, they've got to be independent, and they cannot be intimidated. You know, everybody wants to go along to get along. That's the easy thing to do. The tough thing to do, and it's not fun, is to ask those difficult questions, knowing that you're going to upset somebody. But those are the kind of people that I want on that board that will do that. And I think that's the only way that we're going to be able to save this hospital.
Daryl Ogren says he noticed trouble as soon as he joined the board 9 months ago. First, Ogren says he's made sure the board would strictly follow the state's open records laws and stopped what he calls secret committees within the board's leadership.
We have made some of those changes and making some progress in regard to that. But it's been frustrating to try to get those changes made with the resistance that's come from some of the old members of the board.
In April, Ogren and the board elected a new chairman after Scott Zemke stepped down, the man who signed off on a $71,000 bonus for hospital CEO Donnie Weeks last December. For Jimmy Jones, he's hopeful the new members County Council elected last fall start paying taxpayers dividends soon. Are you comfortable with what you now know about the finances and the spending at Kershaw Health?
I am not. I am not comfortable at all. And I know that there's some board members that are working very hard to get to the bottom of this. But no, I still have some great concerns.
Jody, we got a great hospital. We got a great tradition. We're celebrating our 100th year. We got a lot to be happy about, a lot to be proud about in that hospital. But we've got some challenges out there, and if we don't get our house in order, we may have some choices to make down the road that we don't like.
Well, we're just finding out about yet another change that happened at Kershaw Health tonight at a special called meeting. There's a new CEO who'll take over the hospital, at least for an interim basis. His name is Mike Bunch, but the problem for many on that board and for County Council, that CEO was a second in charge to the outgoing CEO.
And this report was the 5th in a series of reports you brought to our viewers throughout the day. And you've heard from some former employees and current employees at the hospital since the reports have aired.
Yeah, from many, from more than a dozen who have written us to say that it wasn't only staff cuts and let's save a little electricity to try to save the hospital some money that we're hearing. I'm being told by multiple staff members that Christmas parties were cut out, at least for the last 3 years, and also 2 employees who told me they haven't gotten a raise in 5 years at Kershaw Health.
Well, and the employee, a former employee that you talked with during our 5 o'clock newscast today, said that she was a good worker. She said she had the performance evaluations to back that up, and she couldn't understand why these bonuses didn't go to saving those jobs. So,
yeah. And in her case, I mean, again, she made, as she put it, a meager income the year she was fired or laid off because of economic reasons, she was told. The CEO took home a $96,000 bonus, and still, she says she's having a tough time understanding that.
Well, we know you'll stay on top of it. Jody, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
all right, and you can catch all of Jody's reports on WYSTV.com.